Divorce happens. In fact, it happens to almost 50% of first marriages. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Divorce Happens, a podcast to educate, inspire, support, and yes, make you laugh through divorce and beyond so that you can start fresh on the next phase of your journey. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh.
You get divorced. You get divorced.
Getting divorced?
I'm getting a divorce.
You're getting a divorce.
Because she's getting a divorce.
So what if I get divorced?
Hey, it's Olivia coming at you with a quick solo episode. And today we are talking about something that I have very strong feelings about. Like, very strong. We're talking about divorce parties. Are they a thing? Yes. Are we a fan? Absolutely 100% yes. And I want to tell you exactly why. Because I think this is actually about a lot more than a party. Let's start with the obvious question. Isn't it weird to celebrate a divorce? I hear this sometimes, and I get it. We live in a culture that treats divorce like a failure, blah, blah, blah. Like something to be ashamed of, whispered about, gotten through as quietly as possible. Like you should come out the other side a little smaller, a little apologetic, maybe wearing black. Yeah, here's what I think about that. Absolutely fucking no. Divorce is not a failure. It is a decision. It is often one of the hardest, bravest, most self-aware decisions a person can make. It means you looked at your life honestly and said, this is not working and I deserve something different. That is not something to be ashamed of. That, my love, is something to honor. We throw parties for graduations, for new jobs, for babies, for retirement. All of those are moments of transition, moments where one chapter closes and another one begins. Divorce is exactly that, and in many cases, it is the most significant transition of your entire adult life. So why on earth would we not mark it? There is a real psychological value in ritual. Humans have always used ceremony to mark the moments that matter, to help our brains and our bodies understand that something has genuinely shifted. When we skip the ritual, we sometimes skip the processing. We go straight from the hard part to the, okay, life goes on part, without ever standing still long enough to say, I made it through that. I'm still here. Look at me. A divorce party, in whatever form it takes, is that ritual. It's a way of saying to yourself and to the people who love you, I am not hiding from this. I am not embarrassed by this. I am walking out of this chapter on my own 2 feet, and I'm bringing the people I love with me into the next one. That matters. That does something for your nervous system, for your self-worth, for your identity as a woman who is rebuilding her life. It plants a flag. It says, this is where I stood up. One of the loneliest parts of divorce, and I hear this over and over from women in our community, is that people don't know how to show up for you. They want to, but they're not sure what to say. They don't want to bring it up in case you're not ready to talk about it. So sometimes the people who love you the most end up saying nothing, and you end up feeling invisible in one of the hardest seasons of your life. A divorce party solves that problem completely. It gives the people in your life a specific, concrete way to show up for you. It gives them permission to celebrate you instead of tiptoeing around you. And it gives you an evening or an afternoon or a weekend away or whatever version of this feels right to you, where you are surrounded by people who are actively, loudly in your corner. That is not frivolous. That is community. That is healing. Okay, so what does a divorce party actually look like, Olivia? Whatever you want it to, my love, and I mean that completely. Maybe it's a big night out with your closest girlfriends and a dress you feel incredible in and a toast that makes everyone cry a little. Maybe it's a spa day with your sister and your best friend, quiet and restorative and exactly what your body needs. Maybe it's a weekend trip somewhere you've always wanted to go but never went because he didn't want to. Maybe it's just dinner at home with the 3 people who held you through the worst of it, and a really good bottle of wine and a lot of honest conversation about who you're becoming. There is no wrong version. The only requirement is that it centers you. It feels good and it marks the moment in a way that means something to you personally. Some people do themes like a glow up party or a new chapter party, a fresh start party, a very dramatic ring toss into the ocean situation. Some people go low key, some people do it the day their divorce is finalized, and some people wait until a few months later when they feel actually ready to celebrate. All of it is right, and all of it counts. Here's what I want you to really hear today. The world spent a long time telling you that divorce is a thing to be ashamed of, that it means you failed at something, that you should move through it quietly and come out the other side grateful it's over. And this entire show, our whole platform, exists to say the opposite of that. Divorce happens to people who tried hard and loved deeply and still arrived at a place where leaving was the right thing. And those people deserve to be celebrated. You deserve to be celebrated. Not someday when you're fully healed and figured everything out and you have the life you're building all lined up perfectly. Now, in the middle of it, on the other side of the hardest part, right here, exactly as you are. So, if you've been thinking about throwing yourself a divorce party and talking yourself out of it because it feels silly or over the top or like something other people do but not you, I want you to consider this podcast episode your official permission slip. Throw the damn party, girl. Pop the champagne. Put on that dress. Let the people who love you show up for you. You made it, and that is worth celebrating. I'll see you next time. Divorce Happens is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the only divorce registry platform for everything you need to begin again, including home items, hype team, and everything in between. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh. We're here to support you before, during, and after divorce. Head to freshstartsregistry.com for more info.